Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Janelle, aka Nelly. I decided to record at 7 o'clock in the evening. Why? Because I'm tired. Fenty recently came out with a hydrating formula of her foundation, and so I wanted to try it because even though I have oily skin, I like foundation that's have a more natural luminous finish, but also long wearing. So same amount of shades, 50 shades. In the original foundation, I have the shade 445, but I decided to get the new one in 450 because I feel like that will work a little bit better for me. Retails for $35 and it has 1.08 ounces and it's cruelty free. It does contain talc. Everything contains talc these days. It's a hydrating medium to full coverage foundation. It's long wearing and it's light as air. So we're gonna see how it works with oily skin. So I've been enjoying this primer. It's the Cover FX Anti-Acne primer. It's a really good primer. It feels like moisturizer. And at first I did not know how to feel about it because it feels like moisturizer, but I noticed when I wear my foundation lasts really long, and like when I do break out from time to time, like it helps with the acne. So I was like, wow, this actually helps with acne. Fenty also came out with two new primers. One's a hydrating primer and a mattifying primer. I thought about getting the sample of the mattifying primer, however, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I like to try foundations with something that I know and trust. I got the sample of the Fenty foundation because I own 10 foundations. I don't need another one, so I got the sample of it in the shade 450. We're gonna put that on. And like I said before, the matte foundation should be corresponding with the hydrating foundation, so they should be the same shade. I like using the Fenty foundation with this particular Real Techniques brush, and the new Fenty brush kind of looks similar to this, like a kabuki type brush. So I'll be using this to blend out the foundation. It has the same smell as the first foundation. I feel like this one's a little bit too red, but this one's supposed to be neutral. Whew, this is quite red of a foundation. Even though this is supposed to be more neutral, I feel like this is a little bit more red than the current one that I actually use. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to brighten this one up. So maybe I should stick to my usual shade. The foundation. I did not use much of the foundation. As you can see, you can still see my dark, well actually you don't really see my natural contour lines, but as you can see, like, my foundation is pretty glowy. It feels like a Fenty foundation. Like the matte foundation of Fenty is like you don't feel it on your skin, but you also know it's on, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't bother you, it's type of foundation. This one feels like a pretty good coverage. This is my type of coverage. The shade's off, but it's okay, it's just a sample. I'm gonna do the rest of my face on camera. As you can see, this I think actually matches with me more than my 445 foundation, because like as you guys know, I hate putting foundation down my neck. I'm cooking. I don't care that I'm cooking, that I'm doing a cookie effect, but I don't care because like my neck absorbs things like it's nothing. But this is what the foundation looks like right now, and it's luminous. Looks like my skin. It's pretty nice. The shade isn't too bad, and we're gonna see how this wears 12:31, because that's probably gonna realistically gonna be time that I'm gonna take off my makeup. Right now it is right now it is 7:23 p.m. Yeah, I try to fit as many Fenty products because I noticed with Fenty that like her products were best with each other or like mixed in with other things. Today I bought the Fenty Beauty Invisimatte blotting powder. I saw how it worked on Alyssa Ashley and on Nima Tang, and it looked really good, so I did not set with it. But when I feel like I'm getting oily, I will grab this blotting powder. Like literally, I just bought it. That's what it looks like. Plastic film is still on it. Like, plastic film is still on it. So then comes this cute little powder puff. If I have to use that, which I most likely will, I will let you guys know how many times, but I'm enjoying this. Right now, she doesn't feel kind of like a little bit drying like the soft matte foundation. Like I have a love-hate relationship with the soft matte foundation, so I'm only halfway done with it. So you know, I might buy this foundation depending how it works today. And there you go. It's a good finish. This is a good shade match for me, so yeah. Okay, so now it is 12:35 p.m. As you can see, I look relatively oily, but not really that bad. I'm gonna grab the Fenty Beauty Invisimatte mattifying powder to see how it looks on camera as I put it on. As I was editing my video, I already noticed that I already put on too much DermaBlend powder and concealer into my eyes anyway. So when it comes to that, I already look kind of too overly highlighted towards this area. So I made notes on camera after doing the blotting. I still look kind of dewy, but it's not like as dewy as like before. I think I look different. I went to my mirror and I look different in the mirror, so like I look different. After like around the 4 or 5 hour mark, I kind of have a gist of what I like about the foundation. So around 3 hours in, I used the blotting powder by Fenty Beauty. I used it around 3 hours in, and it looked pretty good. And then I took a couple of photos with it after for a flash test, which I'll insert. And then around 11 o'clock p.m. I blotted again with the tissue instead of using the powder, because I noticed that it's like I look a little bit more shiny. So I don't know why, but then again, I did use more radiant under eye products, but usually when I use like a more radiant under eye products, the DermaBlend powder keeps it set and on locks. The Fenty foundation, I've noticed original primer with that foundation because it looks really nice and it makes it last all day. And I've noticed with my NARS Radiant Longwear foundation, I like using it with the NARS Pore and Shine Control primer for my oily skin because it makes my makeup last longer with that one. So I feel like I should get the mattifying primer by Fenty if I decided to invest in this. I wish it came out with that primer like in half size, because I always invest in mini primers. Rarely ever do I get full size unless it's like on sale. That's the only way I'm gonna get a full size primer. So if you see that, it's because it was on sale. This is what the foundation looks like right now. She's not really disintegrating. My lines aren't that bad. The foundation looks pretty good actually. Is it oily skin approved? I would say yes. I think the hydrating foundation would be better for the winter for oily skin, because that's when everybody's skin gets drier. That's my goal for, definitely go for my more radiant foundations, because I get less oily and I still want my skin to look like skin when I put on makeup. So I think it's good for the winter. I don't feel it on my skin. I don't feel the Fenty blotting powder on my skin. I really don't. I also don't really feel the foundation anymore on my skin. It does oxidize, as I think you can kind of tell in the video because I did edit it. Because it was extremely red when I put it on at first. But after a while, after I was like blending and before I set with the powder, it looked more neutral, but my powder kind of like neutralized her out. Here that the hydrating one does oxidize like the regular one, so hopefully I am right about that. I think this is really good for people with dry and normal skin. You guys will love this foundation, so if you don't like the Pro Filter matte foundation, you will like the hydrating foundation. Not as thick as the matte foundation, because with the Fenty matte foundation, it's not really that thin. Like, I know putting it on that it's spreading around my face, but with this one I didn't really notice that it was spreading around my face, but I feel like that's just the difference of the formula. My favorite radiant foundation is the NARS Naturally Radiant Longwear Foundation. Is it better than that foundation? No. I feel like for me, the NARS Naturally Radiant Longwear Foundation is a lot better than the Fenty Hydrating Foundation, because if you got the primer and you got the foundation, like, you're set. Like, you don't really have to worry about it for the rest of the day. The Naturally Radiant is a little bit more coverage, but it still looks like skin. Like, you use a little bit for a long way, because I had it for a year and I don't even think I hit the halfway mark with it yet, honestly. If you want to invest in this, I will give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, because my NARS Naturally Radiant is just it's a lot better for me personally, because I like it to look like my skin but better, and I definitely don't have to worry about that foundation whatsoever. But then again, I might have to try this foundation with the mattifying primer, because I use my current favorite mattifying primer right now, and I still got oily. The 3-hour click kicked in. I blotted her once every hour, so I don't think it's going to be good for like working, but I think it'll be good for the winter. Dry skin, definitely buy it. If you have oily skin, ask for a sample, see how you like it and how it works for you, because I'm happy that I got a sample, because I don't know if I'm going to buy this foundation. But there you go, that's my review, a quick little review of it. I'm sorry that in my videos I've been like really not lit, because of the fact that I was on antibiotics and it was very strong. I have been tired. The antibiotic medicine made me really tired and like dreary and not really in the mood to record. Like, I made myself record this video today because today's my last day on it, but hopefully for my next video I will be a lot more active. The movie recommendation of the week is the movie The Perfection. I talked about it on social media when it first came out. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. It's about this woman, you know, you introduce her. She was a talented violinist, some string instrument, and her mom got ill, and so she watched her for all her childhood and adulthood, and next thing you know, her mother passed away, and so she goes to Hong Kong, or I believe, to see the new praise student, and they have a similar tattoo, and they get on a bus ride because they have sex with each other, and on the bus ride to a random trip, the other girl ends up getting her arm cut off. And then there's like layers to that movie. There's 3 chapters to it, so like just pay attention to the details. Like, any question that you have going on in your head, they will explain it to you later on. It's really good. It's pretty much about the Me Too movement and about revenge, and that's all I can say without spoiling too much, even though I feel like I did. But I enjoyed that movie. It was interesting. So yeah, that's my movie recommendation of the week. So there you go. So I will see you guys in my next video.